Had that song in my head all day, Dierks Bentley, last night on America's Got Talent. But we have to talk now about the fact that Greg was very chivalrous and gave me his jacket in the break. And now we're going to talk about Iran and Syria, which are two of the big problems which are facing America now in the Middle East. Syria, because of chemical weapons, Iran, because of their nuclear ambitions. And in the last 24 hours, we have heard from the leaders of both countries. Last night, Fox News had an exclusive interview with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani makes some surprising claims about his country's so-called nuclear plans.
We have never pursued or sought a nuclear bomb, and we are not going to do so. We have time and again said that under no circumstances would we seek any weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear weapons, nor will we ever.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting today that the White House is considering one-on-one talks between Rouhani and President Obama at the UN next week. Bob, you had me so flustered in the commercial break that you were asking me who the interview was with. That was with Ann Curry yesterday.
She had to wear that shawl?
Yes, when you go over to interview them, then there's an acquiescence, and you respect them, and he's granting you the interview, so that's what you have to do.
When you come to my house, you have to take your shoes off.
That's disgusting. Do you take...
That's a start.
When you come to my house, you have to keep your shoes on. How about that? You're gross.
You're an awful man,
I just got that.
I think.
Okay, let me ask you, Eric. Last year, President Obama, at this time, during the election year, President Obama held no bilateral meetings with any world leader at the UN General Assembly. And now there was rumors, even though the White House is being very cautious about it, there are rumors that they're actually open to the idea of a meeting with Iran this week.
Right, because Jay Carney said, well, we have room in our schedule. Remember when Bibi Netanyahu wanted to meet with them?
Yep.
Remember when some of our allies wanted to meet with him, but he didn't have the time to do it? To say that he will sit down with a known terrorist funding operation group like the Iranians and Rouhani, I think is despicable. I mean, this guy, to sit down with Rouhani is a major mistake. And you want to talk about sending a signal? There's a signal to the rest of the world that you can be a terrorist organization, you can fund planes flying into World Trade Center, killing innocent people, and sit down with the President of the United States.
Or you could fund the Syrians and provide them with chemical weapons that they use against their own people.
Why
are people so infatuated with Rouhani? I mean, isn't he just another wolf in sheep's clothing?
No, I mean, I think his track record was much more moderate than his predecessor, Ahmadinejad. And I think that there's a possibility here that may be a little bit of a chance of breakthrough. But what's wrong with talking? I mean, I don't get this. Yeah, okay, so you're a fun terrorist, and we're not going to talk to you. Maybe if you talk to him and you actually get some work.
Because no, Bob, he said he didn't have time to sit down with Bibi Netanyahu, and Netanyahu definitely...
There was a reason for that.
And you don't think this is a reason not to talk to Rouhani?
No, I don't think this is a reason not to talk to anybody anytime. I don't think he was right about Netanyahu. I don't think he's right about not talking to a lot of people.
Okay, right before Rouhani was elected, he says he takes credit for deceiving the West over the regime in Iran's illicit nuclear program and claimed credit for actually expanding it. And he says, we wanted to complete all of these, we needed time. Now, his position before he rose to the presidency was Iran's nuclear negotiator. So he did expand the program, and I do think he sees an opportunity because Putin has embarrassed the president. He says, okay, you're willing to sit down with me? Great. I'm going to use the American media. I'm going to manipulate them. I'm going to have you come in, and I'm going to do the same thing Vladimir Putin did. I'm going to make a fool out of you. There's no way that they're not trying to attain a nuclear weapon, Bob.
Well,
can we talk about the one other topic? Because I want to play a soundbite.